Welcome back, because today, we are diving into a world almost nobody is paying attention to yet. A hidden market where forgotten stones, mysterious mines, and billionaire collectors are quietly preparing for what could become the next massive wealth explosion. And if you think diamonds are still the kings of the gemstone world, you may already be too late. Right now, deep inside remote mountains, abandoned caves, and underground auctions hidden from the public eye, a new generation of rare gemstones is starting to shock investors, collectors, and luxury elites around the globe. Prices are moving. Supplies are disappearing. And some experts believe certain stones could multiply in value faster than gold itself. But here's the craziest part. Most people have never even heard their names. For decades, the gemstone world was predictable. Rubies, emeralds, sapphires, diamonds, the same stones, the same markets, the same billion-dollar empires controlling everything. But quietly, something changed. Collectors became bored. Luxury buyers started hunting for exclusivity. And suddenly, the rarest stones on Earth became more valuable than the most famous ones. Because true wealth doesn't chase what everyone already owns. It chases what nobody else can get. Take pienite, for example. A stone so unbelievably rare that for years, there were fewer examples of it on Earth than people who had walked on the moon. Imagine that. A gemstone so elusive that scientists once believed it might be impossible to ever find again. Then suddenly, demand exploded. Collectors went crazy. Prices surged. And the moment wealthy investors realized rarity creates obsession, the market transformed forever. But pienite is just the beginning. Hidden deep in Tanzania lies tanzanite, a gem with electric blue-violet fire so hypnotic it almost looks unreal. What makes it terrifyingly valuable is one simple fact. There is only one place on Earth where it exists. One place. One mining region. That's it. And experts estimate those mines may be exhausted within decades. Now think about what happens when the world realizes something beautiful is disappearing forever. Scarcity becomes power. And power creates astronomical prices. That's why elite investors are entering the gemstone market silently, before the mainstream catches on. Because history always repeats itself. Gold exploded. Bitcoin exploded. Luxury watches exploded. And now, rare gemstones are entering their most dangerous phase. The phase where the smart money moves first. But nothing compares to what's happening with black opal. This stone doesn't look natural. It looks alive. Flashes of red, green, blue, and gold erupt inside the darkness like a galaxy trapped beneath glass. For years, miners risked their lives crawling through brutal underground tunnels in Australia searching for these stones. Some found nothing. Others became millionaires overnight. And today, high-grade black opals are becoming almost impossible to source. Collectors know it. Dealers know it. Auction houses know it. Which is exactly why prices have been climbing in silence. Because the most profitable markets always move quietly, before the world notices. And then there's alexandrite. A gemstone so strange it almost feels supernatural. In daylight, it glows green. Under warm light, it transforms into deep red. One stone. Two completely different identities. Even experienced gem collectors still stare at alexandrite in disbelief. And because natural alexandrite of exceptional quality is incredibly rare, prices have reached levels most people cannot even imagine. Some stones now sell for more per carat than diamonds. Let that sink in. A gem most people have never seen, outperforming the most famous stone in history. But perhaps the biggest reason these secret gems are exploding in value has nothing to do with beauty. It's psychology. Human beings are obsessed with owning what others cannot. That desire drives luxury markets. And ultra-rare gemstones sit at the very top of that emotional pyramid. You can copy a luxury car. You can imitate a watch. You can fake designer fashion. But true rare gemstones? Nature decides how many exist. And nature doesn't care about demand. That's what makes these stones terrifyingly powerful assets. Especially now. Because social media has changed everything. The moment a rare stone goes viral, demand can erupt overnight. One celebrity wears it. One billionaire buys it. One viral auction shocks the internet. And suddenly, the entire market changes forever. We've already seen it happen. Paraiba tourmaline became one of the hottest luxury gems on Earth after collectors saw its impossible neon blue glow. The color looked fake, almost radioactive. But it was real. And because fine-quality stones are extraordinarily scarce, prices skyrocketed into insane territory. Some stones now sell for fortunes that would have sounded impossible 20 years ago. And the scariest part? Many experts believe we are still early. Because younger luxury buyers are changing the rules completely. They don't just want expensive. They want unique, mysterious, rare, untouchable. And that's exactly what secret gemstones provide. But here's where things become even more intense. Mining itself is becoming harder every year. Environmental regulations are tightening. Political instability affects gemstone regions. New discoveries are becoming increasingly rare. And some legendary mines are already drying up forever. Think about that. The Earth is literally running out of certain treasures. Once they're gone, they are gone. Forever. That reality is creating panic among elite collectors who understand one brutal truth. Future wealth belongs to whoever owns rarity before scarcity becomes obvious. And nowhere is that more visible than in the auction world. Behind closed doors, collectors are battling over stones most people will never even hear about. Private deals. Secret vaults.
Unlisted transactions worth millions.
Sometimes for a single gem. Because when wealth reaches extreme levels, people stop competing over money. They compete over exclusivity. And gemstones are becoming the ultimate status weapon. A silent flex. A hidden empire of beauty and rarity. Even museums are struggling to acquire certain stones now because private collectors are buying them faster than institutions can react. That's how aggressive this market is becoming. But perhaps the most fascinating part of all this is that nobody knows which gemstone will explode next. Could it be red beryl? A stone so rare many jewelers never see one in their entire careers? Could it be benitote, glowing like blue fire under ultraviolet light? Or maybe musgravite, one of the rarest gemstones humanity has ever discovered? Nobody knows. And that uncertainty is exactly what makes this world so addictive. Because hidden inside forgotten mines and untouched mountains may still exist gemstones capable of changing fortunes forever. The next billion-dollar obsession could already be buried underground right now. Waiting. Silent. Unseen. And somewhere out there, miners are still searching through darkness hoping to uncover something the world has never seen before. That dream alone keeps this industry alive. The possibility that one stone, one impossible discovery, could rewrite history overnight. And honestly, that's why gemstones continue to fascinate humanity after thousands of years. They aren't just rocks. They are pieces of time, pieces of pressure, pieces of the Earth's deepest secrets transformed into beauty so rare, people are willing to risk fortunes chasing them. And as the world becomes more digital, artificial, and predictable, natural rarity becomes even more valuable. Because nothing created by machines can replace something forged by the planet itself over millions of years. That's the real reason these secret gems are exploding in price. Not hype. Not trends. Not marketing. Scarcity. Mystery. And the unstoppable human obsession with owning something almost nobody else can ever touch. So the next time someone talks about wealth, don't just think about gold. Don't just think about diamonds. Because somewhere in the shadows of the luxury world, hidden gemstones are quietly becoming the next great treasure war. And by the time the public fully realizes it, the rarest stones on Earth may already be out of reach forever. Welcome back, because what you're about to see is not just luxury. It's obsession. In 2026, while the world chases supercars, private islands, and billion-dollar watches, a secret class of ultra-rich collectors is quietly spending fortunes on something far older, rarer, and infinitely more mysterious. Stones. But not ordinary gemstones. These are the rarest treasures on Earth. Hidden deep beneath mountains, forged in violent cosmic events, and desired by millionaires who already own everything else. Some of these stones are worth more than mansions. Others are so rare that only a handful of people on Earth have ever touched them. And one of them may disappear forever. This is the world of the 10 rare gemstones millionaires are buying in 2026. And trust me, the final stone changes everything. The first gem shocking collectors this year is black opal. Not because of its size, not because of its history, but because it looks alive. Inside the darkness, flashes of electric blue, burning red, and neon green explode like galaxies trapped beneath the surface. Every angle creates a new universe. And the rarest black opals come from a single remote region in Australia, where miners risk everything digging through endless darkness hoping to uncover just one perfect stone. Millionaires are obsessed with them because no two are ever the same. Owning one means owning something the world can never recreate. But that's only the beginning. Paraiba tourmaline is causing chaos in elite auctions right now. This gemstone doesn't just sparkle. It glows. A surreal neon blue fire pulses from inside the crystal, almost like it's charged with electricity. Discovered accidentally decades ago in Brazil, the original mines are nearly exhausted, which means prices are exploding faster than gold. Collectors aren't buying Paraiba because it's beautiful. They're buying it because supply is dying. And when rarity collides with obsession, prices become meaningless. Then comes alexandrite, the gemstone that literally changes color before your eyes. In daylight, it glows green. Under warm light, it transforms into deep red or purple. It feels impossible, like magic trapped in mineral form. Russian emperors once believed alexandrite possessed supernatural powers because of its shifting colors. Today, billionaires fight over flawless stones larger than a few carats because true alexandrite is becoming almost impossible to find. And the rarer it becomes, the more dangerous the auctions become. But nothing prepares you for red beryl. Most people have never even heard its name. Yet this crimson gemstone is nearly 1,000 times rarer than diamonds. Think about that. Entire lifetimes pass without a single major discovery. Found mainly in Utah, red beryl forms under insanely specific volcanic conditions that almost never happen in nature. Its blood-red glow looks unreal, almost forbidden, like something stolen from another planet. Collectors call it the billionaire ruby. Because if you own a perfect red beryl, you're part of an incredibly tiny club. Now imagine a gemstone so mysterious that even scientists struggled to classify it. That's tafate. For years, people thought it was spinel. Then one man noticed something strange. The stone reacted differently under light. And suddenly, a completely unknown gemstone entered the world. Today, tafate remains one of the rarest gemstones ever identified. Soft violet-toned shimmer beneath its surface with a ghost-like elegance that feels almost unreal. And here's the terrifying part. Many gem dealers may still own tafate without realizing it. That mystery alone drives wealthy collectors insane. But in 2026, one gemstone is dominating private luxury circles more than almost any other. Jadeite. Not ordinary jade. Imperial jadeite. Deep translucent green. Smooth as liquid glass. In Asia, this stone has become a symbol of absolute power and prestige. Elite buyers from China, Singapore, and Hong Kong are spending millions on single pieces because imperial jadeite is now viewed as more exclusive than diamonds. Some necklaces have sold for tens of millions. Not because they glitter more than diamonds, but because true jadeite carries status, history, and cultural power that money alone can't buy. And then there's musgravite, a gemstone so rare that for years only a few examples existed on Earth. Imagine discovering something almost nobody has ever seen. That's what owning musgravite feels like. Its color shifts between mysterious gray-green and smoky violet under different lighting, giving it an eerie, alien appearance. What makes it even more valuable is how difficult it is to identify. Many people mistake it for other gems entirely. But experts know the truth. And when a genuine musgravite appears at auction, elite collectors move fast. Because opportunities like that may never come again. Now things get darker. Pinite once held the title of the rarest gemstone in the world. For decades, only a handful of crystals were known to exist. That's it. Imagine owning something rarer than nearly every treasure on Earth. Its strange reddish-brown glow doesn't scream luxury at first glance. But rarity changes perception. Suddenly, what looks ordinary becomes priceless. And that psychological shift is exactly why millionaires love rare gemstones. It's not always about beauty. It's about exclusivity. About owning what others cannot. But one gemstone takes rarity into a completely different dimension. Grandidirite. This blue-green crystal looks like frozen ocean water trapped inside glass. Transparent specimens are unbelievably scarce. When light passes through the stone, It creates a dreamy glow that feels almost hypnotic. The finest examples have become legendary among collectors because finding one is nearly impossible. Some gem hunters spend decades searching for a perfect grandidirite and never succeed. That level of rarity creates obsession. And now, we arrive at the stone that may define luxury in 2026. Blue diamond. Not just any blue diamond. Natural vivid blue diamonds. These stones are terrifyingly rare. Their color forms because of traces of boron buried deep within Earth under unimaginable pressure over billions of years. The result is something that doesn't even look real. A cold, electric blue flame locked inside crystal. The world's wealthiest collectors see blue diamonds as the ultimate symbol of silent power. They don't need oversized mansions or gold-plated supercars anymore. One perfect blue diamond says everything. And prices? Absolutely insane. Single stones have sold for more than entire skyscrapers. But here's what makes this world truly fascinating. The value of these gems isn't controlled only by beauty. It's driven by fear. Fear that these stones may never be discovered again. Fear that the mines will run dry. Fear that someone else will own the final masterpiece. That fear creates bidding wars worth millions. And in secret luxury circles, gemstones are becoming the new currency of status.
Portable wealth.
Silent power. Tiny objects carrying unimaginable value. Because unlike cars, watches, or technology, these stones were formed long before humanity even existed. They survived volcanic eruptions, collapsing continents, and cosmic chaos just to reach human hands. That story alone makes them irresistible. And the ultra-rich know something most people don't. True rarity only becomes more valuable with time. So while the world stares at flashy trends and temporary luxury, millionaires in 2026 are quietly hunting ancient treasures hidden beneath the earth itself. Treasures so rare they blur the line between science fiction and reality. And somewhere, deep underground right now, another impossible gemstone may already be waiting to be discovered. A stone no human has ever seen. A stone that could one day become worth more than everything around it. And when that moment comes, the world's richest collectors will stop at nothing to own it. Welcome back. Today, we are diving into a hidden world most people will never see. A world buried beneath mountains, locked inside private vaults, and traded in secret among billionaires, royals, and collectors willing to spend fortunes for a single stone. But these are not ordinary gems. These are the rarest jewels on Earth, stones so mysterious, so unbelievably scarce, that experts believe their value could explode by 2026. Some were formed billions of years ago under impossible pressure. Some were discovered by accident. And a few are so rare, only one or two exist in the entire world. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why people are risking millions just to own them. Because the next great fortune may already be hidden inside a rock. At number 10 is a gem that looks almost unreal. The fiery, electric beauty of the Paraíba tourmaline. When this stone was first discovered in Brazil during the 1980s, miners thought they had uncovered something supernatural. Neon blue. Glowing green. Colors so intense they looked radioactive under sunlight. But here's the shocking part. The original Brazilian mines are nearly exhausted. That means the world's supply is disappearing fast. And collectors know it. A single high-quality Paraíba can now sell for more than diamonds of the same size. And experts believe prices may double again within the next few years as availability keeps collapsing. This isn't just jewelry anymore. It's a race against extinction. At number 9, the mysterious black opal. Most gemstones sparkle with light. Black opal traps entire galaxies inside it. Flashes of red, electric blue, burning orange. Colors exploding beneath a dark surface like a storm trapped inside stone. Nearly all of the world's finest black opals come from one remote place in Australia called Lightning Ridge. And every year, finding top-quality material becomes harder and harder. Miners dig for months without discovering anything valuable. Then suddenly, one stone changes someone's life forever. That rarity is exactly why investors are watching black opal closely for 2026. The finest pieces have already become museum-level treasures. And the scariest part? Nobody knows how much longer the supply will last. At number 8, a gemstone most people have never even heard of. Jeremedjevite. Even its name sounds rare. Transparent blue crystals. Ice-like clarity. A beauty so delicate it almost doesn't look real. But finding gem-quality Jeremejevite is nearly impossible. Some collectors spend years searching for a single stone. Years. That's why auction houses are beginning to treat it like hidden treasure. As wealthy buyers chase unique gems no one else owns, rare collector stones like Jeremejevite are quietly becoming investment monsters. And in a world obsessed with exclusivity, rarity wins every time. Now at number 7. Alexandrite. The gemstone that changes color like magic. Under daylight, it glows green or bluish-green. Under warm light, it transforms into deep red or purple. It's one of the strangest optical effects ever seen in nature. In the 1800s, Russian royalty became obsessed with it. They called it an imperial gem. But high-quality alexandrite is incredibly rare today. In fact, natural alexandrite is now so scarce that many jewelers never even see one in person during their entire careers. And demand is rising fast. Why? Because wealthy collectors are no longer chasing common diamonds. They want stones with stories. Stones with mystery. Stones nobody else can buy. And alexandrite delivers exactly that. At number 6. Red beryl. This stone is so rare, most people will go their entire lives without seeing one. Forget diamonds. For every one red beryl discovered, there are thousands upon thousands of diamonds mined. Its deep crimson color looks almost alive under light. But what makes it truly valuable is where it comes from. Only one major location on Earth produces gem-quality red beryl. One place. Utah, in the United States. That's it. And because mining output is incredibly limited, experts believe pristine red beryl could become one of the most explosive gemstone investments of the decade. Tiny supply. Massive demand. That combination changes everything. Halfway through our list, and now things become even more unbelievable. At number 5 is musgravite. One of the rarest gemstones humanity has ever discovered. 4 years after its discovery, only a handful of specimens existed worldwide. Imagine owning something so rare that most gem experts only knew it from photographs. That's musgravite. Its color shifts between gray, green, and violet depending on the light, giving it an almost alien appearance. But here's the real reason collectors are obsessed with it. Scarcity at this level creates fear. Fear of missing out. Fear that if you don't buy now, you may never see another one again. And when wealthy investors feel fear, prices explode. At number 4. Jadeite. Now this may surprise you. Because unlike flashy diamonds or glowing opals, jadeite's power comes from history, culture, and status. In parts of Asia, especially China, elite collectors see top-quality jadeite as more valuable than gold itself. Some necklaces have sold for tens of millions of dollars. And the finest imperial green jadeite? Almost impossible to replace. The problem is simple. The world's best jadeite sources are becoming unstable and increasingly difficult to mine. Supply uncertainty is pushing collectors into panic buying mode. And when ancient cultural value collides with modern luxury markets, the result is explosive. At number 3. Tafate. A gemstone so rare, it was discovered by accident. A gemologist originally thought it was a spinel. But after closer examination, he realized something unbelievable. He had discovered an entirely new gemstone. That almost never happens. Tafate exists in tiny quantities across the planet, and most people will never hold one. Its soft violet glow gives it an elegant, dreamlike appearance. But the real attraction is simple. Extreme rarity. In luxury markets, rarity creates legends. And legends create insane prices. Collectors already consider Tafate one of the ultimate secret gems of the wealthy elite. But what happens when the rest of the world catches on? That's exactly why 2026 could become a turning point. Now, we've reached the final 2. And these stones are on an entirely different level. At number 2. Painite. Once recognized as the rarest gemstone on Earth. For decades, only a few crystals existed. Imagine that. Entire museums couldn't even display one because there simply weren't enough. Its reddish-brown glow looks mysterious and almost volcanic. But what truly drives its value is the legend surrounding it. Painite became the gemstone collectors dreamed about but could never own. Even though more deposits were later discovered, high-quality painite remains incredibly scarce. And scarcity combined with global attention creates one thing: price momentum. The more famous it becomes, the more unreachable it becomes. And now, the number one gemstone expected to dominate value growth in 2026. The breathtaking blue garnet. This stone is almost mythical. Not only is it extraordinarily rare, it also changes color. Under daylight, it can appear blue-green. Under incandescent light, it shifts into purple or reddish tones. It feels impossible. Like nature broke its own rules. The first discoveries shocked the gemstone world because nobody expected garnets to behave this way. And since then, collectors have hunted them relentlessly. But supply remains microscopic. And here's what makes blue garnet so dangerous in the luxury market. It combines everything investors crave: beauty, mystery, optical magic, extreme rarity, and global curiosity. That combination can turn a gemstone into a financial phenomenon overnight. Right now, most people still have no idea these stones even exist. But the wealthy know. Collectors know. Auction houses know. And by the time the average person hears about them, the prices may already be out of reach forever. Because throughout history, humanity has always been obsessed with rare treasures: gold, diamonds, ancient artifacts. But the next generation of wealth may not come from what's common. It may come from what almost nobody can find: tiny stones, hidden deep within the earth, waiting for someone willing to pay a fortune to own a piece of eternity. And honestly, after seeing these unbelievable gems, one thing becomes terrifyingly clear: the rarest treasures in the world are not getting cheaper. They are disappearing. Welcome back to a world hidden beneath mountains, buried inside volcanoes, locked deep under oceans, where a single stone can be worth more than a mansion, a supercar, or even an entire fortune. Most people think diamonds are the ultimate treasure. They're wrong. Because scattered across the planet are gemstones so rare, so mysterious, that even billionaires struggle to own them. Some glow in the dark. Some change color before your eyes. Others are so scarce that only a handful exist on Earth. And by 2026, experts believe these forgotten treasures could explode in value like never before. But here's the crazy part: the rarest gemstones in the world are not just beautiful. They carry curses, wars, ancient legends, and secrets millions of years old. Tonight, you're about to see the stones that could become the most valuable treasures of the future. And trust me, the last one is almost impossible to believe. Deep inside the mountains of Tanzania lies a gemstone so rare, experts say it may disappear forever within our lifetime. Tanzanite, a glowing blue-violet crystal discovered only once, in one tiny place on Earth. That's it. No second mine. No backup source. Just one narrow strip of land near Mount Kilimanjaro. And every year, the supply shrinks. The deeper miners go, the harder it becomes to find quality stones. Some experts believe the mines could eventually run dry completely. Imagine owning something the Earth may never create again. That's exactly why collectors are racing to buy it before prices explode in 2026. But Tanzanite is only the beginning. Because hidden inside the deserts of Australia is a gemstone that looks like liquid fire trapped in stone. Black opal. Flashes of electric blue. Explosions of red. Neon green flames dancing beneath a dark surface. No two are ever the same. Ancient civilizations believed opals carried supernatural power. Some called them lucky. Others feared them as cursed objects capable of bringing disaster. And honestly, when you look into a black opal, it feels alive. The rarest specimens from Lightning Ridge can already sell for insane amounts of money. But as global demand rises and natural deposits become harder to find, these stones are turning into investment trophies for the ultra-rich. And then there's the gemstone almost nobody talks about: pienite. For decades, it was considered the rarest mineral on Earth. Not one of the rarest. The rarest. At one point, only a few crystals had ever been discovered. Imagine that. Entire museums had never even seen one in person. Its deep reddish-brown glow looks almost alien under light, and because so few exist, collectors treat pienite like buried treasure from another planet. Some people spend their entire lives searching for gemstones, and never encounter one. But the next stone is even stranger, because it doesn't just sparkle. It changes color like magic. Alexandrite. In daylight, it glows green or bluish. Under warm light, it transforms into deep red or purple. One moment it looks calm and elegant. The next, it looks like an entirely different gem. This bizarre optical effect shocked the world when it was first discovered in Russia during the 19th century. People thought it was impossible. Even today, high-quality alexandrite is unbelievably scarce. The finest stones can sell for more than diamonds of the same size. And by 2026, demand from luxury investors is expected to skyrocket as natural supplies continue shrinking. But if you think color-changing stones are impressive, wait until you hear about the gem born from a meteor impact. Moldavite. A dark green crystal created nearly 15 million years ago when a giant meteor slammed into Earth with unimaginable force. The explosion was so violent, molten material blasted into the atmosphere before cooling into glass like gemstones. Some people believe moldavite carries spiritual energy. Others claim it causes strange life changes after wearing it. And whether you believe those stories or not, one thing is certain. Collectors are obsessed with it. As social media and luxury crystal markets continue exploding worldwide, authentic moldavite prices have surged dramatically. And fake versions are flooding the market because real pieces are becoming harder and harder to find. Now imagine a gemstone so mesmerizing. Ancient emperors believed it contained the power of the heavens themselves. Jadeite. Not ordinary jade. Imperial jadeite. The finest pieces glow with a rich emerald green color so vivid it almost looks unreal. In ancient China, emperors treasured it more than gold. Warriors carried it. Royal families fought over it. Today, top-quality jadeite can sell for millions. Not thousands. Millions. One necklace made headlines after reaching a price so enormous, it stunned the jewelry world. And the craziest part? Many experts believe the finest jadeite is becoming rarer every single year. But now we enter truly dangerous territory. Because the next gemstone has fueled smuggling operations, black market deals, and violent conflicts across continents. Red beryl. Sometimes called the red emerald. And it's nearly impossible to find. For every hundreds of thousands of diamonds discovered, maybe one crystal-quality red beryl appears. Most come from a tiny region in Utah. Its intense raspberry red glow makes it look almost unreal under sunlight. And because gem-quality stones are so microscopic in supply, collectors pay staggering prices for even small pieces. Some jewelers may never touch one in their entire careers. And yet, there's still something even rarer. Musgravite. A gemstone so scarce that for years only a handful were known to exist worldwide. Discovered in remote Australia, musgravite belongs to a family of minerals so uncommon that finding a gem-quality specimen is like winning a geological lottery. Its colors range from mysterious grey-green to deep violet tones. And because so few enter the market, wealthy collectors quietly battle for ownership behind closed doors. These aren't stones anymore. They're status symbols. Power objects. Pieces of Earth's history that may never be replaced. But there's one gemstone that completely breaks reality. A stone so bizarre, scientists still struggle to explain its unbelievable glow. Bennetate. Under normal light, it shines deep sapphire blue. But under ultraviolet light, it erupts into an electric neon blue fluorescence that looks almost supernatural. It's one of the few gemstones on Earth capable of producing such an intense effect naturally. Found mainly in California, bennetate is incredibly difficult to mine, making fine stones exceptionally valuable. And as collectors search for rare gems with unique optical effects, bennetate has become one of the most talked about hidden treasures heading into 2026. But now, we reach the crown jewel. The gemstone many collectors believe could become one of the greatest luxury investments of the modern era. Blue diamond. Not ordinary diamonds. Natural blue diamonds. Their color comes from traces of boron trapped inside the crystal structure over billions of years. The result? A hypnotic icy blue glow unlike anything else on Earth. These stones are so rare that major auctions become global events whenever one appears. Prices reach insane levels. Tens of millions. Sometimes more. And with fewer major discoveries happening worldwide, experts believe natural-colored diamonds may become even more desirable in the coming years. Because in a world flooded with mass production and artificial luxury, true rarity becomes priceless. And maybe that's why humanity has always been obsessed with gemstones. Not just because they're beautiful, but because they remind us that the Earth still holds mysteries we can barely comprehend. Tiny fragments of pressure, time, chaos, and cosmic violence transformed into objects so extraordinary that civilizations worship them for thousands of years. Some of these stones were born in fire, some in darkness, some from the impact of objects falling from space. And by 2026, the world may finally realize just how valuable these hidden treasures truly are. Because long after money loses meaning, long after trends disappear, the rarest gemstones on Earth will remain exactly what they've always been: timeless, untouchable, and almost impossible to own. Welcome back, because what if I told you that somewhere on Earth, hidden beneath dusty mountains, frozen rivers, and forgotten caves, there are gemstones so rare, so mysterious, and so unbelievably undervalued, that collectors are already calling them the next billion-dollar treasures? And by the end of this video, you'll discover 10 hidden gems that could explode in value sooner than anyone expects. Some of these stones were ignored for decades. Others were almost impossible to mine. And a few are so rare, most people have never even heard their names before. But right now, wealthy collectors, luxury investors, and elite jewelers are quietly racing to secure them before the world catches on. Because history has already shown us what happens when a rare gemstone suddenly becomes famous. Prices don't rise slowly. They explode. Just look at what happened to Alexandrite. Once sold for almost nothing, now worth fortunes. Or Paraíba tourmaline, a forgotten Brazilian stone that became more expensive than diamonds in some markets. And now, a new wave is coming. Starting with one of the strangest gems ever discovered: black opal. Not the ordinary opals you've seen before. These stones look like captured galaxies trapped inside solid rock. Electric blue flashes, burning reds, neon greens exploding under light like cosmic fire. Most of the world's finest black opals come from a tiny region in Australia. And every year, mining becomes harder, deeper, and more expensive. The terrifying part? Many experts believe the best black opals may already have been discovered, meaning future supply could shrink forever. And when rarity meets beauty, value skyrockets. But black opal is only the beginning. Because hidden in the icy mountains of Tanzania lies a gemstone so rare, experts say it could disappear within a generation. Tanzanite. A deep violet blue crystal with a color so hypnotic it almost doesn't look real. Unlike diamonds found across multiple continents, Tanzanite exists in only one tiny place on Earth. One place. That's it. And geologists have warned for years that the mines are slowly running out. Think about that for a second. An entire gemstone species, from a single location, approaching depletion. Now imagine what happens when global demand collides with near extinction. Exactly. Then there's the gemstone many collectors secretly believe is criminally undervalued right now: spinel. For centuries, spinels were mistaken for rubies in royal crowns and ancient treasures. Even some famous rubies worn by kings turned out to be spinel all along. And honestly, that mistake may have kept prices low for decades. But today, gem experts are finally recognizing the truth. Fine red spinels possess unbelievable brilliance, incredible durability, and colors so rich they almost glow from within. And unlike rubies, untreated high-quality spinels are becoming nearly impossible to find. Collectors know it. Auction houses know it. And the smart money is already moving. But if you think that sounds rare, wait until you hear about this next stone: Jeremejevite. A name so unusual most people can't even pronounce it. But insiders in the gemstone world know exactly what it is. Because gem-quality Jeremejevite is unbelievably scarce. Some crystals are so transparent and pure they look like frozen drops of ocean light. And when one appears on the market, collectors pay shocking amounts to secure it. The problem? Almost nobody is mining it at scale. Which means supply remains microscopic. And scarcity like that creates obsession. But now we enter truly dangerous territory. Because this next gemstone is so rare, some people compare it to owning a piece of another world. Pienite. For decades, pienite was considered the rarest gemstone on Earth. At one point, only a handful of crystals existed. Imagine that. An entire gemstone category, rarer than almost anything humanity had ever seen. Although more deposits were eventually discovered in Myanmar, high-quality specimens remain extraordinarily difficult to obtain. Its reddish-brown glow has an almost alien appearance under light. And collectors love one thing more than beauty: a legendary reputation. That reputation alone can push values into the stratosphere. But rarity isn't everything. Sometimes a gemstone explodes because of pure visual power. Which brings us to Paraiba tourmaline, the gemstone that shocked the jewelry world. These stones don't just shine. They burn. Electric neon blues and greens so intense they seem digitally enhanced. The colors are caused by copper inside the crystal structure, something incredibly unusual in gemstones. When Paraiba tourmaline first appeared, prices went insane almost overnight. And even today, top-quality stones continue climbing higher and higher. Why? Because demand is global, but true Paraiba material is exceptionally limited. Luxury brands want it. Collectors want it. Investors want it. And when everyone wants the same rare object, chaos follows. But this next gem may be the most mysterious of them all. Musgravite. A gemstone so elusive that even experienced collectors may never see one in person. It was first discovered in remote Australia, hidden in one of the harshest environments on Earth. And for years, gem-quality musgravite was almost mythical. Tiny supply. Extreme rarity. Massive curiosity. The perfect recipe for explosive value growth. Especially in an age where social media can suddenly turn obscure treasures into global obsessions overnight. And speaking of obsessions, let's talk about jadeite. Not ordinary jade. Imperial jadeite. In parts of Asia, especially among elite collectors, imperial jadeite is considered more valuable than diamonds. Some pieces sell for millions. Millions. Its glowing emerald green appearance carries centuries of cultural prestige, wealth, and power. And the finest material mainly comes from Myanmar, where political instability and mining restrictions continue affecting supply. Which means high-end jadeite could become even harder to acquire in the future. And when scarcity combines with cultural obsession, prices can become absolutely unbelievable. But now we arrive at a gemstone that looks almost supernatural. Grandidirite. A stunning blue-green crystal so mesmerizing it barely seems real. Transparent grandidirite is incredibly rare. In fact, most people on Earth will never even see one outside photographs. Its colors shift like tropical oceans under sunlight. Soft blue. Sea green. Hints of turquoise. Pure visual magic. And because only tiny quantities enter the market, every fine specimen becomes a battle between elite collectors. But the next gemstone might be the sleeper hit nobody sees coming. Demantorid garnet. This isn't the cheap garnet most people imagine. Demantorid is different. It possesses fiery brilliance stronger than many diamonds, with flashes of green fire that feel almost alive. Russian demantorid garnets became legendary among royalty centuries ago. Then supply collapsed. Now collectors are desperately hunting for old stones and rare new discoveries. And as luxury consumers search for alternatives to traditional diamonds, demantorid's popularity could surge dramatically. But nothing compares to our final gemstone. Because this stone may represent the future of ultra-luxury collecting itself. Red beryl. Sometimes called red emerald. And honestly, that nickname alone tells you everything. Its rich crimson color is breathtaking. But the terrifying reality is this. High-quality red beryl is estimated to be thousands of times rarer than diamonds. Thousands. Most crystals are too small or fractured for jewelry. Finding a clean facete specimen is extraordinarily difficult. And because so few people even know it exists, many experts believe the market still hasn't fully awakened to its true potential. But once it does, the price explosion could be historic. And here's the crazy part about all 10 of these gemstones. Their value isn't driven only by beauty. It's driven by human psychology. Scarcity. Status. Mystery. The thrill of owning something few others can ever possess. That's why gemstones have fascinated civilizations for thousands of years. Kings fought wars over them. Empires built legends around them. And collectors today are still chasing that same feeling. Because deep down, rare gemstones are more than rocks. They are frozen pieces of Earth's history. Tiny miracles formed under unimaginable pressure across millions of years. And once they disappear, they may never return again. Which means somewhere right now, hidden beneath mountains, buried inside ancient rock, or locked away in private vaults, The next fortune-making gemstone is already waiting. Silent. Rare. Forgotten. For now. But not for much longer.